Before we get started, make sure to turn on post notification and subscribe to the channel. 10 mistakes WWE is going to make in the future. Number 10. Kurt Angle faces Baron Corbin. Kurt Angle set to make a return to WWE soon, with his current vacation set to come to an end in the near future, and he is rumored to be focusing on wrestling when he returns, rather than just being the general manager. With the amount of brilliant talents on both Raw and SmackDown, there are some dream matches that we could see Angle take up. However, the most obvious one that is set to happen is against Baron Corbin. This would be a major mistake on WWE's behalf, as while the storyline points to Angle taking on Baron Corbin, the actual match quality wouldn't be the greatest, and it isn't the match that fans want to see. Number 9. Nikki Bella main events Evolution. WWE Evolution is now right around the corner, and the pay-per-view is set to become one of the biggest and most historic shows that the company has ever produced, which is why the match card for the show is crucial. However, the current rumored main event is set to be Nikki Bella facing Raw Women's Champion Ronda Rousey. While this makes sense in terms of star power and mainstream attention, it isn't the best idea to promote the women's division. Nikki Bella gets more stick than she deserves as in the ring. She does have great quality, however, WWE could easily have a better quality match on the show with something like Becky Lynch against Charlotte Flair, promoting the quality of wrestling over just name value. Number 8. Rey Mysterio joins Raw. It has been announced by all the news sources that wrestling legend Rey Mysterio has signed a 2-year deal with WWE to make his official return to the company, and not just for random Royal Rumble appearances. The Master of the 619 will be back every week for what will likely be a final major run before he hangs up the mask for good. There's tons of potential in this next run for Mysterio if WWE can book it right. However, WWE needs to be careful with what brand they place him on, with the ideal location being SmackDown, where the focus is on in-ring competition and the talents are a little smaller, instead of Raw, where bigger talents like Braun Strowman roam, where WWE won't get the most out of Rey. Number 7. Signing talent to long-term deals. Signing a talent to a long-term deal might seem like a great idea on the surface. You have the wrestlers committed to the company for several years, and that means they aren't able to leave if there's an issue, and WWE could do some long-term storytelling. However, while that is the case, it can also be a major mistake, as it leads to the talent becoming complacent and not feeling like they need to be at the top of their game, as they have a contract to sit on. As well as that, WWE puts itself into a hole, as it is not easy to release wrestlers as they have contracts to deal with. Signing shorter deals would be a smarter way to do things moving forwards. Number 6. Pushing Charlotte over Becky Lynch. Right now, it is clear that Becky Lynch is the biggest female talent in the entire company, producing some of the best matches and promos of her entire career. And for the moment, WWE is recognizing that, giving her the women's title. However, there's no doubt that when it comes to the top female talent in WWE, the company sees Charlotte's flair in that role. Anytime she feuds with a wrestler, in the end, it is Flair that comes out on top. Whether that is Sasha Banks, Asuka, or Lynch, management eventually places Charlotte above them. There's no doubt that Flair is an incredible athlete, but right now, Lynch is the woman to lead the division, and it would be a huge mistake to not allow that to happen. Number 5. Squandering another NXT talent. WWE has been incredibly hit and miss when it comes to bringing up NXT talents and making them seem like a big deal on the main roster, with some names coming up and being promoted as top stars, while others are simply left to flop. Names like Samoa Joe, Drew McIntyre, and Kevin Owens have all been given major runs, while other talents who thrive in NXT, like Shinsuke Nakamura, Asuka, and The Revival, have struggled to make any form of impact. There's no doubt that other wrestlers will be getting promoted in the near future, with Royal Rumble and WrestleMania weekend being the top names for it. But while some names might get a good run, the chances are WWE will squander more people's career. Number 4. Overlooking Finn Balor and Kevin Owens. Two of NXT's biggest names in history are Kevin Owens and Finn Balor, and WWE recognized that straight away, treating them both as top talents, with Balor becoming the first ever Universal Champion and KO defeating John Cena and rising to the top of WWE. While both men were immediately given pushes and have had solid runs despite Balor's injury problems, but things have quickly soared with neither man getting any attention anymore, with Balor being placed in pointless feuds, with Owens being squashed by Braun Strowman. The company has overlooked both men for the vast majority of 2018, and with other talents such as Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman now being the main focus, it seems clear that WWE will continue overlooking them moving forwards. Number 3. Keeping Dean Ambrose as a babyface. The WWE Universe has been patiently waiting for Dean Ambrose to turn heel for years now, with his lunatic fringe gimmick being perfectly suited to a heel character, providing Ambrose with a fresh change that is needed for him. Bringing him back from injury has seen fans excited about Ambrose once again, something which was beginning to change previous to that, but now he's simply being the third wheel in a reformed Shield, while Rollins and Reigns walk about as champions. Keeping him as a babyface moving forwards would be a major mistake for WWE. We have seen Ambrose go all the way to the top as a babyface, and now is the time for a change to see a top heel run take place for him. Number 2. Legends outshine main roster. One of the biggest mistakes that WWE has been making in recent years is its over-reliance on using part-time legends who can come in for a one-off match or a storyline and be given more airtime on TV than the full-time talent who are on the road daily. This is a mistake that WWE will continue to make, especially for major events such as WrestleMania or SummerSlam, with people like Triple H, Kurt Angle, and The Undertaker all set to be given big matches. While there's nothing wrong with having legends return for one moment to pop the older fans, the key is for the focus to not just be on them, but shared alongside the main roster in order to help create new stars and not just rely on past names to sell shows. Number 1. Roman headlines WrestleMania.Again. You would think that WWE would have learned its lesson by now with regards to Roman Reigns main eventing WrestleMania. The WWE Universe simply does not want to see it happen again, and given the current depth of the roster, there's no need to depend on him as much. The company is packed with names who are capable of headlining WrestleMania, with the likes of AJ Styles, Ronda Rousey, and Braun Strowman all having enough star power to close the show with the right storyline. While there's no doubt Roman should be in a featured match on the card, as he is one of the top talents, this would be his 5th WrestleMania main event, not just in his career, but in a row, which is a ridiculous number, and this is show that WWE has the talent it actually does.